Hello to you. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shea with your daily tropical forecast. Your update, of course, it is still hurricane season, and we've had some pretty major hurricanes for this season. In particular, Fiona and, of course, Ian, which just devastated big parts of Florida, the Carolinas, Cuba last week. So now our attention turns to what's going on in the Atlantic, and we do have a tropical storm in the Pacific, so I will update you on that one as well. But I do want to give you the latest news. This is breaking just as of a few minutes ago. We have a new tropical depression that has developed in the far eastern Atlantic. This is tropical depression number 12, and this did form not far from the Cape Verde Islands. It is way out there. It would take it several days to even get close to us, but it is now officially Tropical Depression 12, and it could continue to develop into a tropical storm over the next few days. Then it would be Tropical Storm Julia. We also have another tropical wave. Now this one is closer to the Caribbean. It's a few hundred miles east of the Windward Islands, but it has a pretty high shot for development as well. A 40% chance through the next 2 days and a 70% shot for development into a tropical cyclone through the next 5 days. So this is actually the one I'm a little more concerned about, because it has the higher shot to maybe make it through the Caribbean and into the Gulf of Mexico. Here is the latest, though, with Tropical Depression 12. This is the one out in the far east Atlantic. This is the one that did get a little bit stronger. We currently have it at winds of 35 miles per hour. It will continue on its path, its track to the north and west, and it's going to remain a tropical storm for the next couple of days, and then likely it's going to encounter more unfavorable conditions in the environment, and it will likely weaken as we get into Thursday, back to just an area of low pressure. So we're not really expecting this to do much. We're not expecting it to hit any major land areas. So it's basically going to be a fish storm, but of course we will continue to watch that closely. Here is a look at Tropical Depression 12. You can see those showers and storms out there circulating around that area of low pressure that is formed. This is still like pretty close to the western coast of Africa, a couple hundred miles south and southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. So it is very far out there. It would take it, like I said, several days to even get close to reaching us. So I do want to turn my attention to another tropical wave that we have out there. This one is getting closer to the Windward Islands, and it is looking a little bit more impressive. It is starting to kind of get more of a symmetrical shape there. We have not verified that it has formed a closed circulation, but it is still an open wave. It showers and storms, and we'll continue to monitor it. The spaghetti model plots, our computer model data, basically give us an idea of where this could be headed, and the majority of those models take it right into the eastern portions of the Caribbean, southeastern parts of the Caribbean. So it will pass over the Windward Islands over the next few days, and then those spaghetti model plots take it through the central Caribbean and into the western Caribbean eventually over the next 3 to 4 days. And it looks like it will come close to maybe making impact with Central America. One or two of those models try to keep it a little bit farther to the north. That could potentially take it up close to the Yucatan Peninsula and maybe into the southern Gulf of Mexico. So we will have to watch this closely, because there is the chance that we could have possibly one or two of these systems out there getting closer to us, but this one certainly has the higher chance to get closer to us. And this is the tropical wave that we'll continue to monitor. Chances are high that it will push through the Caribbean, but of course we will be monitoring things very closely. We also have Tropical Storm Payne. Now we've switched over to the Eastern Pacific, so those two systems were in the Atlantic. This one is in the Eastern Pacific. Payne currently at 45 miles per hour, movement to the northwest at 6 miles per hour, and pressure right around 1,004 millibars. It's not expected to do much. It's going to meander out there in the Pacific for a couple of days. It's going to encounter more wind shear, less favorable environments, and I think by the end of the week we will probably get rid of Payne as well. So we do still have a little action out there in the tropics. No super significant systems as of this point. No hurricanes out there, but of course we do now have Tropical Depression 12, which could, over the next 24 to 48 hours, become Tropical Storm Julia, or maybe even Hurricane Julia. And then if we get that other tropical wave to get stronger and it becomes named, it would be Carl. So we are making our way through this list. It's still been a slightly below normal hurricane season so far, but it only takes one really bad storm, and we just had that. We had Ian and we also had Fiona. So even though we haven't had a ton of systems, the few that have really blossomed and become really strong did a lot of damage, and folks in Florida are going to be cleaning up for some time to come, folks in the Carolinas as well, and the western portion of Cuba where Ian did roll over that area. So we are watching those systems. Right now, it looks like none of those systems are going to be threatening southeast Texas anytime soon, so that's great news. But of course, you know that can change. Hurricane season continues all the way through the end of November. So for that reason, make sure you have the Fox 26 weather app downloaded. We always tell you to have this because it's very important, of course, when severe weather strikes, that you know where to go. Of course, you can check in on us here on television, on our website, but it's also a good idea rather to have the app, because a lot of times you're on the go and you may not be in front of a TV, you may not even have your computer with you, but you may have your phone with you, and you can definitely get a lot of great weather information there. You can find your current conditions, you can look at the radar and see if there's any major action on the radar headed your way, and we do have a tropical section there as well. So make sure you download the Fox 26 weather app if you haven't already, and you can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Ramisha Shade TV on Twitter, Ramisha Shade Weather on Facebook, and at Ramisha Shade on Instagram. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully no more hurricanes for this season, but of course we will have to wait and see. But of course, as I mentioned, we do have Tropical Depression 12, another tropical wave in the Atlantic, and Tropical Storm Payne in the Eastern Pacific. Check us out tomorrow right around the same time. We'll have another update for you, and hopefully no additional action in the tropics, but you will be the first to know if that changes. Have a great evening.